So I've made $9,000 over the past 6 months on Gumroad. I'm going to share exactly how I did it and how you can do it too. This is a repeatable strategy. This is the analytics for just one of my products that I released 2 weeks ago. And as you can see, already over 100 sales, 7,500 views, and well over $500 in sales. So let's open up. This is my PDF playbook that I have. I can link that below, but essentially my basic strategy, you're using ChatGPT to write SEO friendly articles on Medium. And then in that Medium article, I'm linking the Gumroad product. How am I making the Gumroad product? I'm using templates from Canva. So I'm using Canva to create something that looks beautiful, that looks professional. And then lastly, I'm using social media to amplify the product and drive traffic. So let's see what that looks like practically. So here's my article. This is the original Medium article that prompted me to create my first digital product. And as you can see, it has a very SEO friendly title, a colorful graphic that I generated with ChatGPT, although I prefer Google Nano Banana image generation model currently. As you can see, I pumped the product, but the biggest piece is just offering free value. You want to offer free value before you ask anyone for a dime. That is very important. The other important thing in this, where I see a lot of people mess up, is you want to validate demand before you build. You don't need to guess before selling. These are proven ways to test demand. You can write an article on Medium, post a tweet, you could run an ad test, share on Reddit, even simple posting a YouTube video or Instagram reel. If you post 10 different videos or write 10 different articles, you'll get feedback quickly on which one is gaining traffic. What's a problem worth solving that people feel pain and are willing to pay for? So what type of product should you sell? There are a variety of products you can sell on Gumroad. You could do a guide or a playbook. You could do a resource or a list. You could do templates, swipe files. It really depends on who your target audience is and what problem you're trying to solve. But all of these, I've seen all of these do well over $1,000 in sales, if not more. Now you want your product to look nice and have enough meat in it to carry weight. So here's kind of the table of contents of my original product. As you can see, it's really well organized. You have multiple sections of content. You have a bonus section at the bottom. And so when someone purchases this and they're looking at it, or even, I put this screenshot on the image page, they're saying, wow, there's a lot of content in here. My $5, my $10, it's going to be well spent because this is a well organized and well thought out product with a lot of value inside. Descriptions is really important on Gumroad in selling digital product. You want to write a description that converts. You start with end in mind. So for me, it's make AI videos that look like the real thing. This is for my latest product, the Sora 2 prompt guide. You want to show people what's inside. You just list out, this is what's inside. You want to show them what's inside. You give them screenshots. You give away free value. The other thing I like to do is use a strike through. The price, you can't really do discounts on Gumroad, but you can say, hey, this is the value. It's $50 worth of value. You cross out 50 and say, hey, I'm giving it to you for $15 for a limited time. Now, this is where I see a lot of people mess up, is they create a digital product. The digital product looks nice, but the marketing graphics suck. So you really want to spend some time, use Canva, create some beautiful looking graphics. So when people look on my homepage, this is what they see. As you can see, it looks pretty professional. It looks very simple, easy to read titles. It's very clear the benefit that they are getting, that this is a cohesive brand and cohesive product. And then this, I don't even really love this header image, but it works. It's just something clean, something simple. You're having call outs of the value. There's engaging graphics. You just want something very simple and clean for your graphics. So one of the biggest questions is, how do you drive traffic? As you saw, I have tons of traffic to my Gumroad page. In the past 6 months, 32,000 views on my Gumroad products. So how do you drive that traffic? Well, using SEO is a primary strategy for me. showing up on Google. So as you can see, if you type in Suno AI prompts, my article is going to be listed number one. Sora 2 prompts, my article is right up there. You type in ChatGPT prompts for travel, my article's there. 80% of my Gumroad traffic comes from Medium articles. I've used this strategy dozens of times. You want to write SEO-friendly articles on Medium in order to get that ranked on Google and drive traffic. Now, another important aspect is using MailChimp, capturing emails so that you own your audience rather than the algorithm. So on whatever you're posting, either on Instagram or YouTube or on writing articles on Medium, you want to include a link for people to give you their email address and sign up for emails. So I have a simple link on all my articles, and as you can see, just over time, more and more people are subscribing. And then when I create a new product, I send that out to those subscribers. Let's see, what else should I share? So a big thing is just solving a problem. The number one failure I see with people selling digital products online is not solving a real problem. So you need to find problems. The number one way where you can find problem is personal experience. What problems have you yourself overcome that you can now be a guide and share with the rest of the world to help them solve their problem? If you've experienced it, odds are someone else out there has as well. But if you're struggling with personal experience, you can look at Reddit, you can look at news websites, you can look at Twitter, you can look at YouTube comments, Facebook groups. There's so many ways. Use ChatGPT to problem solve. I have this prompt here. Ask what problems in a very specific niche community are facing. You can use ChatGPT to brainstorm what digital product you need to create and what article you need to write. So as a reminder, the basic strategy, you're using ChatGPT to write an SEO-friendly Medium article. You're using Canva to create a beautiful digital product and putting that on Gumroad. You're using social media to amplify the product and drive traffic. And in the end, you can make a lot of money on Gumroad. The time is now. The key is just finding what product you want to sell. If you have any questions, I'm going to link this guide below. Feel free to comment any questions. I will answer as many comments as I can. Thanks for watching.